Hello, this is Mike, and this is
Not Mike.
Ryo from thesubstream.com. We got to see a movie called Where the Wild Things Are last night, and we went to see it even though we're not children. Normally, adults don't go to children's movies, right?
But I mean, was this a children's movie?
No, it wasn't. It's directed by Spike Jonze, and it's, of course, based on everybody's favorite childhood book that they remember reading, even though they probably, if you're like me, don't remember what actually happened. It was written by Maurice Sendak in the late 60s, and it's hailed as like a masterpiece of children's literature. It's like 30 pages long. There's like 10 sentences in the whole book. So, of course, it got adapted by Spike Jonze and Dave Eggers, who co-wrote the script, into an hour-and-a-half long movie.
To be fair, the book is short, but I mean, probably one of the biggest reasons that it was so popular was that Maurice Sendak, who also did the art, the art is unbelievable for a children's book anyway. Like the highly stylized, just beautifully drawn, and maybe that's more where the inspiration for adapting it into an hour-and-a-half, 2-hour movie came from.
So what the story actually is, if you don't know, is Max, who is a troubled child, and he gets into a fight with his mom and then runs away and invents this psychological space that's where the wild things are, which is an island filled with beasts that are various kind of like Jungian psychoanalytic archetypes. And he ruins their lives, kind of, and then gets bored and goes home. So, Ryo, did you enjoy Where the Wild Things Are?
I enjoyed parts of it. I thought the production design, cinematography were great. I thought the blending of CGI and monster person in suit was really well done, really cool. The one thing that sort of bugged me more than anything else was the music in the film. Rather than go with a traditional score, seems like Spike Jonze went with Karen O of the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, which is an indie rock band. She looks like that. And she collaborated with a bunch of other indie rock people to make the music for this film. And it kind of took me out of the movie a lot. And, it felt more like a big, long music video for like a Pitchfork.com best of CD or something like that. I don't know. I'm usually not bugged by stuff like that because it's not like the music was terrible. It just sort of pulls you out of the movie.
It's like so tightly enmeshed with the rest of the aesthetic of the film. The kind of dusty tree branch, kind of halfway Maurice Sendak drawing, halfway like Spike Jonze. Everything's kind of dirty, kind of brown and corduroy like that he does in all of his movies. It's so far off the nose that it comes back around the other side and lands right on the nose again. It looks and sounds exactly like you think it would, which that's not good.
As we were watching the movie last night, about halfway through, it occurred to me that I had forgotten that Spike Jonze was a music video director. Like, you watch Being John Malkovich, you watch Adaptation, those are films, but this, Where the Wild Things Are, there's a lot of montages, there's a lot of running scenes, and yeah, because the music is what it is, it's sort of one giant Spike Jonze music video. I read a quote from Spike Jonze saying that he didn't set out to make a movie for children. He set out to make a movie about childhood.
That's literally the problem with the film, is it's not a kid's film. There's going to be a huge number of people that go into this film expecting to see a movie for children. Mm-hmm. Because it's based on one of the best, most well-loved children's books. So you can't have it both ways. If you want to make a movie that's different than the source material, don't use the source material. Otherwise, you're taking advantage of people. It's not that the movie is too dark or too scary, although it is dark and it is scary. Kids aren't going to be turned off by that part of it. They're not going to get freaked out. They will, however, be really bored. Because I was bored, and I'm kind of, I was getting it. And I don't think kids are going to get it, because the movie is an hour, basically, of this really weird, aggressively dark psychodrama between these monsters that each have 1/8 of a real human being's personality, as this kid works out the stress and angst and anxiety in this kind of psychic playland that he invents. And they're all suffering, and they're all making each other's lives worse. It's like Apocalypse Now on the set of the Toy Story movie, where the cowboy hates himself, and the Rocket Man astronaut wants to murder another girl, and it's less of a tribute to the power of imagination to solve your own kind of when a kid could imagine the solution to his problem. This doesn't happen. It's like the kid imagines a bunch of shit, it's awful, and he gets bored and goes home. And I didn't like it.
We've been anticipating this film for a long time. It had probably the greatest ever made movie trailer that you'll ever see. Actually sent chills down my spine watching it. And then to have it kind of turn out like this is a real shame.
For the CGI, which was great, and some of the sets, which are great, I honestly really didn't like it. I'm talking myself into giving it a lower score as we go along here. So I'm going to give it a 3.8 out of 10.
Wow. I would give it a 4.5 out of 10, only because I think that the things that worked really did work. It's just they didn't work together.
So I'm doing the math on the fly, and if I'm wrong, you can beep it out, but a combined score of 4.15.